Boston wrestling sports and the MWF explodes into a new year of unknown with professional wrestling content galore, and we need you to join our family. Every Tuesday night at 10 p.m. after we review the previous night's Monday Night Raw, it's Wrestling Insiders at your house with the unpredictable WWE Hall of Famer, Mr. USA, Tony Atlas. Wednesday nights after WWE, NXT, and AEW at 10 p.m., you never know who's going to show up on Wrestling Insiders Special Edition. Every Thursday night at 10 p.m. after our NXT and Dynamite review, it's Marty Jannetty's No Holds Barred Sex, Drugs, and Rock and Roll journey through the 80s and 90s on Wrestling Insiders Party with Marty. Friday nights after the lights go down at the Thunderdome on SmackDown, it's John Cena Sr.'s Wrestling Insiders Fabulous Fridays. Plus, look for classic clips, bonus live episodes, pay-per-view watch-alongs, and more. If you want early, ad-free access to all of our Wrestling Insider talk shows, our acclaimed studio shoot interview DVD library, and to help keep wrestling legends working during the worst of times, for less than a cup of coffee at Starbucks, join our growing family at patreon.com/Boston Wrestling. Expect the unexpected in 2021. A man that sat in that very chair where you are, here in this studio, Leon White, better known as Big Van Vader.
Well, he had he was an amazing individual. He played pro football, played in 2 Super Bowls, championship games, got 2 Super Bowl rings, WWE Hall of Fame, a Hall of Famer. He brought a great access to the business. I mean, he was a great entertainer, and he was a great friend to. I didn't know him that well, but I had the pleasure of spending time with him. We talked about football, and we talked a lot about Tom Brady. He had the same feeling about Tom Brady I did, that he's gonna go down as one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, and he was a very interesting person to be around. He was very, very intelligent man. I mean, it was more to him than just Vader the wrestler. You know, what is so strange, you know, he reminded me a great deal of Mankind, George the Animal Steel, and Vader. They both played this person that was not intelligent. They play a character that didn't show intelligence with just brute strength and craziness. But then when you sit there, and all 3 people are 3 of the smartest people I know. You know, Cactus Jack, very, very intelligent man. George the Animal Steel was a very intelligent man, and Leon White was a very, very intelligent man. And you could learn a lot from and the fans are going to miss him, and the wrestlers and the fans are going to miss him, because those that was able to meet him and see him, you know, perform, and he loved the fans, he loved to perform up until his last days, you know. Even after his surgery and everything, he still wanted to get out there and be in front of the fan. I know one time he was on this last show with me and Mark Henry was on with Big Time Wrestling, and they told him, said, well, you know, you don't have to make the show if you don't want it. He said, no, I don't want to disappoint the fans. So he was a true patriot of not only wrestling, but also in football. So,
you know, Tony, I got to know Leon very, very well in recent years. You know, one thing you talk about is great intelligence, and his stardom in wrestling is he was one of the best big men of all time.
Yeah.
But he was a great dad. He had a great affinity for his son.
Yeah. Yeah.
I tell you this, we had some questions from the fans, Tony. What was your initial impression when you first met him? Did you meet him when he was first Vader, or was he still Leon White at that point?
He was Vader when I met him. It was in 1993, and he was managed by what I consider one of the greatest world champions of all time, Harley Race.
Another man that sat in that very seat you're in. We love the Harley interview.
Harley Race was his manager at the time, and we worked against each other only once on television.
Really?
Yeah. We had one match during the time of WCW. I was playing the villain. I was the heel at that time, and we had a match, and we traveled a little bit together. I traveled a little bit with him and Harley Race, and we had some very interesting conversations. But when I first saw him, I just figured he was very, very impressive. Then when Vince got a hold of him, Vince just took him to another level when they put the big shoulder pad thing on him and came out with the blowing the smoke. And
well, that happened in Japan, not WWF.
Was that Japan?
Yeah.
But I thought that was a great
look. The elephant-looking mask
with the big
that had
elephant-looking
the steam come out
mask
of it.
and the steam coming out of it. I thought that was amazing. And you know, everywhere he went, He ran into a little complication one time when a guy asked him was wrestling fake in the Middle East. And
Remember that?
He did the same thing that David Shooks did.
He sure did.
Slapped the reporter.
Wrong country.
yeah, but he was just in the wrong country for doing that. But it just shows you the respect he had for the business and the board, because he took that as guys would insult his profession. You know, to tell a wrestler that wrestling is fake would make any wrestler mad, because wrestling is not fake. It's stage. It's a big difference. We hit each other. You can't fake a fall. Guys got injuries, and they in pain all the time for all the fall. So if you want to describe a wrestler, you would say an actor that does his own stunts.
Yeah, that's a great way to describe it.
There's nothing fake about
nothing
the stunt.
fake.
It may not be, I wouldn't even fake about who win and who lose. That might not be on the up and up, but most of the time, the guy that win, 9 times out of 10, he can win anyway. Because anybody that ever met John Cena in person and have worked out with him in the gym, I would say there's very few people in the world that could stand man-to-man with John Cena. That's just the honest God truth. I mean, he's a very, very powerful, powerful individual. For those that remember, there was a WrestleMania, I can't remember what it was, where he picked up the Big Show, who is 500 pounds, and picked up Edge, who at that time was 250 pounds. So this man took 750 pounds of flesh.
Yep.
Now, it's not like weights. With weights, everything is equal. Everything is even. So he picked up 750 pounds of human flesh and walked across the ring with him. That takes incredible, incredible, incredible strength.
The fans in Houston at WrestleMania 25 couldn't believe it, Tony. It was quite a
moment. It was
an
amazing feat of strength, one of the most amazing feat of strength I've ever seen in pro wrestling. I have seen done by John Cena. And his ability to connect with the fans, his ability to talk. There's nobody better on the mic than John Cena. I mean, he's absolutely amazing on the mic, the way he could think so fast and keep up with things. And he know how to connect with the fans. And he in person, if those that have never met him, you miss a treat. He's one of the most respectable, patriotic, nicest young men that I have ever met in my life. I got a lot of respect for John Cena. And
what about John Cena Sr.?
His father, what the old saying, the apple don't fall far from the fruit, don't fall far from the tree. So I would see where he get his great mannerism with and some of the great qualities.
Classy man.
Very classy.
Very classy.
Man. He's a true champion. He meant to be where he's at. I think they should do more with him in the movie industry, because right now the movie industry don't have a lot of new upcoming action heroes.
Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger have had their
pretty
time.
much, and most of Clint Eastwood, most of that era have pretty much passed, and I would like to see them introduce Cena into more action movie. I love the Marine, and I've seen him in a couple of things. Stone Cold Steve Austin is another. I think he's better as far as an actor. Then he was a great wrestler, but his acting is right up there with his wrestling.
Yeah.
So one thing that about guys like John Cena, Stone Cold Steve Austin, they have more to offer than just the ring.
This is Mick Foley.
This is Harley Race.
This is Shelton Benjamin.
This is Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff.
This is the Monster Abyss.
And this is Daniel Bryan.
This is JBL, and you're watching the MWF.
Be there live.